Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and welcome to this episode of the Sales Hunter podcast. And you know what? I want you to quit setting goals. That's right. I want you to quit setting goals. Right here at the end of the year, beginning of the year, it's so, I got to set my goals for the year. Knock it off. I want you to do this instead. What's this? Well, I'll unpack it on this episode of the Sales Hunter podcast.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter Podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
Yeah, you're probably intrigued by what is that I want you to do. You see, I want you to quit setting goals because goals in and of themselves are a joke. Come on, let's not kid ourselves. Start of the year, everybody makes a goal to lose weight, get in shape. And if you belong to a fitness center, you'll know that January is the time to avoid going to the gym, right? Because it's when everybody and their brother's in there. Every piece of equipment's occupied. But boy, come February and March, those people are long gone. You see, they set goals, but they didn't back them up. You see, that's what happens when you set goals. I don't want you to set goals. What I want you to do is I want you to set outcomes. I want you to set outcomes. Now, if you know me at all and you follow me, you know that from a sales perspective, I always talk about helping your customers achieve outcomes. I want them to achieve, and that's what we should be personally doing ourselves, is achieving outcomes. I want you to say this year, I want you to set this year, for this year to come, what are going to be the outcomes that you're going to achieve? You see, here's something. If I set goals, they just become aspirational dreams. And that's exactly what goals independently and left alone are, nothing more than aspirational dreams. You see, what I want is I want you to achieve results. And achieving results is more in line with what I call outcomes. In other words, I want to achieve this outcome. So now I back up and I begin to say, okay, what are the activities I've got to do to achieve that outcome? If you watch any athletic sport, you're going to notice that athletes are on the field, on the court, whatever it might be, and they're participating. But you know what's funny? The vast majority of the time, they always say that the practices are far harder, far more difficult. Yeah. I mean, they say, especially early season, preseason. I hear this in college football all the time. Oh, early in the season, the summer workouts, grueling. Because what are they doing? They're preparing for an outcome that they intend to achieve later on in the year. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to strike out the word goals and I want you to write outcomes. And when you write the outcome, below it, I want you to then write what are the activities that you're going to have to do to achieve each one of those outcomes. You see, it's the activities we do that are going to help us achieve the outcome. This is why I'm such a big fan of the book Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, you're probably one of only 3 people in the world that have not read the book Atomic Habits, but I want you to read it because Atomic Habits is focused on this whole piece. It's authored by James Clear. It's focused on this piece of saying you achieve your results and you achieve more things by doing little things routinely every day. Every day. You see, it goes back to that whole thing of working out in the gym. You can't go to the gym 4 or 5 times and expect to be in shape. It just doesn't work. I love running. And I know what happens when I don't run every day. I get out of shape very quickly. And I don't have to run long distances, but if I run it every day, it's amazing how I get in shape and how I stay in shape. You see, it's the activities that allow me to achieve the outcomes. When you're focused on that, I firmly believe it's going to change how you allocate your time. Because if I'm focused on activities, then I've got to allocate time for it. I've got to allocate resources, my mind, my whatever it might be. That's where your focus is. So many people spend all of their time focusing on the goal. No. It's the outcome. But then the dirty work is really skewing down to find out what is that outcome. What is that outcome? And what is the activity you're going to do? You see, I firmly believe that if I have this outcome I want to achieve and I begin breaking it down into individual activities, it's amazing how much easier it becomes. And when it becomes easier to achieve, easier to do, I'm more likely to do it every day. And then that becomes a habit, and that allows me to achieve it. I firmly believe if we make this simple mental mind shift, it is amazing at how we will increase our success. And it's amazing what we'll be able to accomplish. Thank you for those of you who are chiming in on this live. I love the notes. But let me tell you something. I want you to ask yourself this question. What are the activities you're going to do to achieve your outcome? Hey, my name is Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. And would you do me a favor? Would you leave me a review on your favorite podcast app? In fact, subscribe to it. You know, because you may be watching this live right here on social media, but you know, you can download it on your favorite podcast app because there's a lot of episodes. Every week we put out 2 episodes, one a short one like this, one a longer, deep dive with a subject matter expert. Why? Because I want to help you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible. Yeah, when you do that, it's amazing the success you're going to have. Because you know what? You're going to do the activities that help you achieve the outcomes you know you're capable of. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.